Hello, happy Monday, and welcome to the week ahead reading. So, we are going to tap into the energy of the week ahead. We're going to talk about the guidance that has come through for this week. I have a rune for you, and I have a card for you, and we're going to talk through the energy of what this card, this rune, what the guidance is as you move through this week. And I'm going to give you one piece of astrology that I want you to be aware of happening this week. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with that piece of astrology. As per usual with this year, there's a lot of energy happening. There's still a lot moving in the sky. But the one thing that I want to bring into this space, just as a reminder, is that on April 26th, which is Sunday, Uranus moves into Gemini to stay until 2033. So we had a quick ingress of Uranus into Gemini in 2025. I think it was like 3 months that Uranus was in Gemini, and then it retrograded back into Taurus, and it has been in Taurus for quite a while, since 2018 or something like that. So Uranus is about to move into Gemini, and at the end of this week, it moves into Gemini, so new sign, and it stays. It will not retrograde back out this time. And that is a big shift. Uranus has been shaking up Taurus energetically. So the energy of Taurus, our stability, our foundation, it can be related to resources. And then whatever house Taurus rules in your chart, Uranus will have been bringing change to that place in your chart for several years. Uranus is now about to move into Gemini and to bring change and potential shakeup. Not even potential, it's Uranus. Uranus is a planet that shakes things up. So bringing some shakeup to the house in your chart that is ruled by Gemini. This is going to be, I'm sure, another important big transit for us individually and collectively, and it crystallizes this week. So I wanted to bring that into our space, into this week ahead reading, so that you are aware of that. So I want to remind you of last week's energy. We had Mountain Lion coming through as our animal for the energy of the week. Mountain Lion's all about leadership. I don't know about you, but last week I could absolutely see, as I went through the week, why Mountain Lion came up as a collective reading energy. It felt like last week was a big week for leadership and stepping into power. And that's what Mountain Lion asks of us. Can you step into your power? Can you own it? Can you accept the mantle of leadership where it is yours to hold it? And if it's not yours to hold it somewhere, don't try and take it, right? That was very much the energy of last week. This week, we are moving into, in some ways, a gentler energy, but gentle doesn't mean it's not powerful, okay? So Mountain Lion is like a in-your-face big energy, right? Hold on to your leader, own your leadership, take on responsibility. This week, the card that came forward, I pulled from the animal medicine deck again, because animals feel like a very, very supportive, they feel like very supportive guides to be working with right now. And so Dragonfly came forward for this week. I do think this is interesting. Look at last week it was 17, this week it's 27. So there's a little bit of a continuity there that the cards are giving us. We have the 7 energy that is in continuity here, but then also last week 178, so numerologically we had the energy of 8, and this week 27 we have the numerology of 9. 9 is endings, 9 is transforming and closing things out, and 8 has a connection to leadership as well. So really interesting last week with that. But 27, 9, Dragonfly. Let's talk about this. So I'm going to read a couple of things verbatim from the book here about this, and give you a few things to be aware of when working with Dragonfly. So Dragonfly's medicine is illusion. And when Dragonfly flies in into our reality, in this case, flies in as a card and asks us to pay attention, Dragonfly is asking us, it's calling us forward. See through the illusions. What illusions are you clinging on to, perhaps, that like you're clinging on to an illusion for dear life that isn't serving you? That's the kind of energy that Dragonfly asks you to get honest about. Let the illusions be illuminated this week. I mean, you have free will, right? You can say, no, I don't want to see through the illusions. That's fine. You can do that. You can stay stuck in your illusions. That's kind of the energy that this is bringing forward. Do you want to see through the false beliefs or promises or ideas or structures that are actually maybe keeping you stuck in a way that you don't want to be stuck anymore? Do you want to see through those, or would you actually prefer to stay in the comfort of that illusion even if it doesn't allow you to move forward? I know that might sound a little harsh the way I put that, but Dragonfly it's gentler than Mountain Lion in the sense that Dragonfly is not all up in your face. Like a mountain lion can roar in your face and be scary, right? A dragonfly is not that scary. It's really not scary at all. When you see them in the wild, they're beautiful, right? But that doesn't mean that dragonfly energy isn't confronting. It just means it's not going to roar in your face and be confronting. It's going to whisper in your ear and say, do you want to stay living with this illusion? Is this keeping you comfortable? And yeah, okay, it's keeping you comfortable, but is it actually helping you create the life you want to live? And do you care about creating the life you want to live? Or do you want to stay in service to your comfortability? That's really what Dragonfly is saying here. So a couple things. So let me read a couple things here. Dragonfly is also the medicine of dream time, so pay attention to your dreams this week. And the illusionary facade we accept as physical reality. So Dragonfly is the essence of the winds of change, the messages of wisdom and enlightenment, and communications from the elemental world. So the elemental world, the spirits of plants, the elements air, earth, fire, water, spirit. So this could be a really good week to pay attention to the elements that are showing up for you. We're still in Aries season right now, right? So although we are about to move into Taurus season, but still we still have a lot of fire. We still have a lot of planets in fire energy. So paying attention to fire, paying attention to the sun as an embodiment of fire, paying attention to earth, grounding, taking some time with the earth this week, staying connected to air, staying connected to water. If you live near water, going and being with water, for example. If you have a windy day, go be in the wind. Yesterday, my partner and I were hiking and it got super, super windy, which was lovely. And every time the wind picked up, we stood in the wind and we opened our arms and we just said, okay, wind, take this away. We're totally letting go of this, letting our hands let free this thing that we've been holding on to, whatever it was each time. And we allowed the wind to work with us and we worked with the wind. That is one of my favorite practices. If I feel like I'm holding on to something and I can't shake it, if I have a windy day, I'm going to go be in that wind and I'm going to allow the wind. I'm going to ask wind to help me. And I'm going to allow myself to receive the help from wind to shake that thing off, whatever it is. So pay attention to the elements and work with the elements this week in whatever way they show up for you. Dragonfly medicine. So Dragonfly medicine may be telling you to pay attention to what you're doing in your life. Like, have you watered your plants? Are you eating enough food or nourishing enough food to sustain your body? Are you sleeping enough? Paying attention to how you're living physically. Psychologically, it may be time to break down the illusions you have held that restrict your actions or ideas. Dragonfly medicine always beckons you to seek out the parts of your habits you need to change. Have you tended to the changes you want to make in your life? If you feel the need for change, call on Dragonfly to guide you through the mists of illusion to the pathway of transformation. How can you apply the art of illusion to your present question or situation, whatever's happening in your life this week? And remember that things are never completely as they seem. So what does this mean? If something is happening in your life this week, if you are grappling with something, if you're trying to make a change, if you are trying to do something, maybe you're trying to finally put something into action, maybe you're trying to burst something into the world, maybe you feel this drive, this fire to create something, and you're like, how do I do it? This is a good week, especially here at the start of the week. Right now, set yourself up for a good week. Apply the art of illusion to what you are considering, trying to create, struggling with, whatever it might be, right? Whatever word applies to you. What if you're not seeing the full answer? Or what if you're not even seeing the full problem? What if there's an illusion? What if there's some fog around what you're trying to see? And so you're not actually seeing every single thing you could be seeing. Can you kind of like blur your eyes to what you're trying to move through, what you're trying to figure out, and see what illusion is around this? But that's what it means by apply the art of illusion. What if you're not seeing everything you could be seeing? What if there's illusion around this? What if your own like thoughts or beliefs or patterns or ways that you've lived, you've walked through the world are keeping you, have created a place for you where you can't see through the illusion of your own mind, right? This is where and why all of us need guidance, mentors, therapists, intuitives, whatever, someone else, trusted friends and family, other people to bounce ideas off of, to help us cut through the crap and see clearly, because none of us can always see through the illusions of our own BS, basically, to put it lovingly. And to put a little laughter into it, right? And this is not something to beat yourself up about. Oh my God, I didn't see through that illusion. No, it's just, this is a good week to try and figure out what illusions am I not seeing through, and who can maybe help me see through those illusions. This also could be a week where you're really feeling, I need to cement these changes I'm trying to make into my life. They need to become part of my reality. I need to make these changes, and I need to make sure these changes actually stick and happen, right? And so this is a week to figure out what's in the way of keeping those changes from actually happening. Whether that is a habit that you have not broken and you're like in this habit and that habit keeps you from making the change or taking the action you want. Whether there's something energetically going on. Maybe there's something blocking you can't see. Maybe there's an old pull from whatever, something in the past that needs some clearing and some tending so you can actually move past it, right? There could be a lot of reasons for illusion. This is a week, like as I'm talking about this and feeling Dragonfly, and the message of Dragonfly here, I want to say this is a week to call for guidance, to ask for support. If you need it, this is a week to ask for it. If you feel like you need it, this is a week to ask for it. And this is all in service to the same rune that keeps coming through. I think this is our third or fourth week in a row that we have Wunjo. Same rune. I am pulling this rune new every single week. This is the same rune that keeps coming out. This is the rune of identity. Who are you? Who are you? A few weeks ago, Wunjo came out upside down, if I'm remembering correctly. It was like, you're not being who you are. And Wunjo's calling you out. Boop. Oh my God. Whenever that happens, if you've been around for a lot of readings I've done, you've heard me say this before. If you're new here, every time that happens, this doesn't happen every time I am working with runes. If I'm holding one and then I move my fingers weird and the rune drops, or it feels like the rune jumps out sometimes out of my hands, that always, what I've learned over the years is that is always the rune emphasizing its message. So emphasis on who are you? What identity have you been crafting? What identity, do you like the identity you've crafted? And if you do, how are you helping that identity stick this week? How are you helping that identity anchor deeper into who you are this week and into how you walk in the world this week? So that's really powerful energy. We are really deeply working with Wunjo, with who we are, with how we show ourselves to the world, with who we want to be as well. Wunjo is also this energy of not just who are you, but who do you want to be? And are you being who you want to be? And if you don't know who you want to be, then Wunjo coming out through 3 weeks in a row, maybe 4. I remember for sure 3 weeks. Wunjo coming out that often in a row is really saying, this is not a time to mess around with, I don't know, maybe I want to be that, maybe I don't know. This is time to get clear. Who do you want to be? Who? Very important. If you do not know, that is where you need a Dragonfly to help you break through the illusion of, this is who I've been. And maybe I don't know who else I want to be. I can't even imagine that there's something else out there I could be. All right, time to break through the illusion of who you used to be. Right. if you have been working, maybe you know who you want to be, but you don't know how to get to it. You've been trying to get to it, you've been working to get to it, but you're not sure how to get there. Wunjo this week is like, you got to figure it out. Again, Dragonfly, you got to break through the illusion that you don't know how to get there. And you've got to get yourself there. You got to figure out how to get yourself there. So again, this is a week for guidance if you need it. This is a week to call on the people that you trust. This is a week to, call on the people that you trust. Or call for help from someone who doesn't know you that well. Or who does not have a personal stake in how your life is unfolding. They're just here to be a neutral third party supporting you, helping you maybe tap into your intuition or your energy or your path forward. And so, we're deep in this energy of who are we becoming? Who have you become? Do you want to be this? Do you want to hold this identity? Do you want to say to the world, this is who I am, see me this way? And if you are not satisfied with how you're showing up in the world, how the world is seeing you, then you need to keep making it change. You need to keep breaking through that illusion. Right? So that's our message for the week ahead. It's powerful energy. This is a powerful week. As per usual of 2026. I don't know if there's a week of 2026 that I have not yet said this is powerful energy. So take that as you will. A powerful year. Yeah, there's our week. There's our energy. I'm feeling called as I'm doing this reading to offer quick little check-ins this week to support the energy of illusion and Dragonfly and breaking through illusion, and the energy of Wunjo and identity and who am I, and do I want to be this person? Is this how I want to show up? And if not, how do I change that? So I am going to have in the show notes of this episode, or of this week ahead reading, a way to sign up for a quick little recorded read to support you in breaking through illusion, or to helping you connect in with, the path that you are being called to connect into. These will be like readings where I use maybe the runes, or I pull you a card, or I just connect in and bring intuitive guidance forward, soul level Akashic kind of guidance. Very, very intuitive. Definitely not a set structure for how this will work. It would be probably different for every single person. And pre-recorded, you send in, you order a reading, and I will get it back to you as soon as I can, so that it can hopefully move as quickly as possible, as opposed to having to try to find a time on the calendar that we can both meet. So this is totally intuitive that I'm opening this, just reading this energy. I'm feeling a very strong pull to open this, and for whoever this is for whoever needs this. So if you want some of that impartial, intuitive guidance this week in, related to what this reading has brought forward, or anything that's coming forward for you, feel free to sign up for one of those slots via the link in the show notes. And the other thing I want to share with you this week, not related to this week ahead reading so much, but it is related to being able to, or supporting you in coming back into your own body and identity, right? Your own, owning who you are, and breaking through, in a sense, the illusions of feeling disconnected from the body. Feeling disconnected from the body is, and what I mean by that is, obviously we can feel disconnected from the body, and it's not like an illusion. It's not like, oh, you're really here and you're feeling disconnected. No, we really can feel disconnected. But feeling disconnected from the body is this kind of illusory experience, in the sense that it keeps us from fully living, from fully being embodied and living the life that we are here to live, that we incarnated to live. And so a big part of my work is in supporting people in coming back home to the body, and to support that mission. I have a program out. You may have seen it already. My last podcast episode was about it. And this program is a 4-week program. It's called Love Your Lips. And it is for women to teach you how to come home to your pelvis and come home to your vulva. It is a hands-on practice, or I'm teaching you hands-on practices to help you create a relationship with your tissue and create greater health, vitality, sensation in your tissue, in your pelvis. So we start in May, and there are 4 live classes, $88 to join. And there will be replays and lifetime access to those replays. So I will also have the link to sign up to that in the show notes. Okay, there we go. Wow, what a powerful week ahead reading. Thank you as always for being here with me. I hope this serves you. As always, if anything comes forward you want to share, please feel free to share, and I will see you next week for a week ahead reading. And so it is.